The African continent accounts for 38% of the world's out-of-school children. Sub-Saharan Africa in particular has the highest rate of school exclusion of any region in the world. More than a fifth of children aged between 6 and 11 do not go to school. This figure rises to a third of young people aged 12 to 14, and almost 60% of young people aged 15 to 17 do not attend school, according to UNESCO. Faced with this situation, the African Union Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Mohamed Hossein, urged education stakeholders, institutions and civil societies concerned to adopt AU strategies and policies to improve education on the continent in order to achieve Africa's inclusive infrastructural, economic and social development.
As you are all aware, this year 2024 had been declared AU Year of Education. And since the launch of this theme, the African Union has intensified advocacy among African countries at a high-level events for the implementation of key transformative actions as set out in its roadmap. Among these is the first Pan-African Conference on Girls and Women Education that rallied more than 400 participants, including official delegations from member states, and came up with a call for action to prioritize women and girls' education in Africa. These advocacy fora will continue throughout the second half of the year.
Bearing in mind the economic implications of weak fundamental learning, former Tanzanian President Jakaya Kikwete suggests that government invest at least 15% of the annual budget in education. Although the situation looks bleak from a sub-Saharan African perspective, Ghana appears to be making some progress with over 70% of children enrolled in primary school. President Nana Akufo-Addo revealed the importance his government attaches to education.
A lot has been done in this country since I came into office. Reform of the curriculum, expansion of infrastructure, motivation of teachers to try and address this question. Obviously, still a lot needs to be done, but we're in a position whereby we can say that Ghana is making very serious efforts to come to grips with this matter. That's the first. The second, of course, is to define the interventions that make sense. Interventions that are doable and that will also have maximum impact.
Investing in women's education is investing in women's economic empowerment and poverty eradication, which is a direct path toward gender equality according to experts. In line with the African Union's Year of Education 2024, ensuring an inclusive, quality and relevant lifelong learning for girls, women, boys and men in Africa is paramount for the AU and its member states.
We need to prioritize legal frameworks, legislative and policy reforms to guarantee reintegration and ongoing education for all children, especially for girls and adolescents in and out of school, and strengthen implementation of national policies and plans to prevent and respond to school-related gender-based violence, and to provide all learners with information and knowledge about healthy and respectful relationships and engage men and boys.
Achieving equitable and universal access to education on the African continent is part of the African Union's Agenda 2063. The 10 declarations and recommendations of the African Union's first Pan-African Conference on Girls and Women's Education in Africa, spearheaded by the African Union CFR, urges AU member states and education stakeholders to increase their efforts toward improving funding and commitment made at the 2022 Transforming Education Summit on the 2022 African Union Gender Expert Meeting to the Dakar Declaration to guarantee fundamental education and mitigate learning losses during and after the COVID-19 pandemic.